Hello there. Amber Rudd has warned her colleagues that they should back the deal proposed by Theresa May or face an avoidable chaos. The Works and Pensions Secretary Amber Rudd has warned that if the PM's deal is rejected by the Commons, then anything could happen, most of which they won't want to happen. She also said that the so-called meaningful vote, currently planned for Tuesday, would be a difficult one to win for the PM, but that even if the PM lost it, then she would still remain in number 10 to see us through this. Amber Rudd is asking people to think about what would happen if the withdrawal agreement on offer was not accepted, and whether they would really like the alternatives of what she sees as an inferior Norway type deal, or maybe a people's vote that risks reversing the Brexit vote. And one assumes her talk of chaos is a reference to the possibility of a no-deal WTO exit from the EU, and as I've said in previous videos, Project Terrify the People is ramping up day by day to try and get that ruled out. But three of the biggest Leave campaign donors, the billionaire financier Peter Hargreaves, investment manager Jeremy Hosking, and the founder of spread betting giant IG Index, Stuart Wheeler, have all laid into the Brexit process and trashed Theresa May's deal. Peter Hargreaves, who gave £3 million to the Leave campaign, thinks that Brexit will not happen because politicians are so out of touch with people, and that he is preparing to bankroll a new political party to keep the Brexit dream alive. And that is one statement that will set the rumour hares running and also increase the chances of splitting the Brexit field again. He also said that putting a Remainer in charge like Mrs May was absolutely the wrong thing to do, and people that ran big businesses and backed Leave, such as himself, JCB, Dyson and Tim Martin of Wetherspoons, had not been consulted on Brexit. He also said of the Governor of the Bank of England, Mark Carney, "He's never run a business, he's never done anything of value," and added, "He's not fit to be the governor, he should never have got the job in the first place." And the way forward, he said, should be a WTO exit from the EU, but that UK politicians were all cowards and frightened of being brave and rocking the boat. The investment manager Jeremy Hosking said that there is an establishment conspiracy to ensure Brexit did not happen, and that Mrs May's deal would place the UK in a straitjacket. IG Index's Stuart Wheeler said that the PM had done a hopeless and appalling job of negotiating, and that the UK was in grave danger of becoming a vassal state that would be reduced to subservient begging, and he hoped that the UK would leave with no deal. Now, did you know that the Remain campaign is split? Yes, that's right. Remainers can't decide between them on the best strategy to keep the UK in the EU, despite having the whole establishment, most of the politicians and the press behind them. This stems from an amendment to Theresa May's withdrawal deal put forward by Vince Cable's Lib Dems for a second referendum. But the Remain campaign group The People's Vote has called this deeply unhelpful, as they say it is too soon to have any chance of working. The Lib Dem Brexit spokesman, Tom Brake, said, "The Liberal Democrats have led the campaign for a People's Vote. We are proud to have tabled an amendment which, if passed, would ensure the people get the final say on Brexit." But a People's Vote statement said that the Lib Dems had no strategy and were just trying to score political points, and one of their spokespersons said, "The amendment by the Liberal Democrats is deeply unhelpful at this stage and does not have cross-party support or the backing of the People's Vote campaign. The focus and strategy of our campaign has always been first to get the government's Brexit deal rejected by Parliament on Tuesday and then pave the way for a People's Vote when it has maximum support in the House of Commons." And while this goes on, the SNP is pushing for an extension to Article 50 to allow, says the SNP, for more negotiating time. I think they mean more time to try and reverse Brexit, don't you? Could it be that the Remainers will be the cause of their own downfall, and that a full WTO exit will come about not despite them, but because of them? One can only hope. And while some Eurocrats are saying that there is no hope of more negotiations, the twice former Italian Prime Minister, Romano Prodi, begs to differ. He told The Observer that if Theresa May could not get her deal through the UK Parliament, then he expected the EU Commission to negotiate, and that we must keep free trade between us because it is in the British interests and European interest. The UK has no alternative. The EU is a large part of its trade. Always the problem of Northern Ireland, but it is possible. Common sense helps. And he also acknowledged that Brexit was more than just economics. It has a political angle and a very large identity facet to it too. On this, he said, a second EU referendum would be nasty, and that it would be based on migration, basically because the UK economy had not suffered much since the vote to leave. But, he said, a little less growth doesn't change anything in debates about identity. He seems to understand that more than our own politicians do. Anyway, please let us all know what you think about today's news by leaving a comment below, and thank you for watching. Please do like and share this video, and also subscribe to my channel. And when subscribing, please do remember to press on the little bell next to the subscribe button. That way you'll get an alert every single time I put up a new video. Thank you very much for watching.